My name is Dianne Johns. My husband Sam Johns and I have lived in Jackson, Tennessee since the mid-'80s. Our story is about the family courts in Arkansas. Sam's ex-wife, Nikki Johns, and her attorney, Richard A. Reed, along with judges and others conspiring and committing fraud upon the court. Nikki's attorney, Richard A. Reed from Blytheville, Arkansas, was co-chairman of the Arkansas Committee on Professional Conduct for 13 years, which handles attorney complaints. He used his position to manipulate everyone involved in our case. Sam was set up to pay $1,000 a month child support in 1981. He got a child support judgment in 1986 for $14,340. He paid $39,000 on this. His daughters are now in their mid-30s. The Office of Child Support and the clerk's office show no balance. The case was assigned to Arkansas OCSE in 1996. In 1999, his ex went to court without notifying OCSE, filing a motion for contempt, claiming there was a balance still owed of over $40,000 on this 1986 judgment. The false figures were calculated by the ex's boyfriend, Joe Evans, who had spent 2 years in prison for money laundering. When we proved in court that we owed nothing, the transcripts were destroyed so that we could not effectively appeal. Richard A. Reed conspired with our attorney, Richard Rhodes, along with the courthouse clerks who backdated a waiver as if the trial was never transcribed. We tried to appeal anyway, using a different attorney, but Richard A. Reed conspired with our new attorney too, and the appeal was filed 3 days late and thrown out. After trial in 1999, Nikki went to OCSE and closed the case. OCSE then told us for years that there was nothing in our file, that it had all been destroyed. From 1999 until 2005, we paid $24,300 more, even though the youngest child had emancipated in 1997, and we knew we owed nothing. In 2006, Nikki went back to court claiming contempt. OCSE then gave us our worksheet showing the judgment was paid off in November 1993. The new judge, Larry Bowling, refused to look at our payments. Nikki had brought to trial new figures from her felon boyfriend, now claiming we owed over $47,000. It was told in trial that he had been to prison for 2 years and had supplied the figures, yet the judge allowed them, saying all we had was OCSE documents and Nikki had court documents, referring to the felon's figures. Richard A. Reed had actually filed with them with the clerk as if they came from OCSE. Judge Larry Bowling then signed an order saying we owe almost $50,000 more because since 1999 we'd only paid $24,300. Sam was held in civil contempt of court. This was all affirmed by the Court of Appeals, where Reed had served as a special Supreme Court justice. In 2009, 2 years after trial, we got a letter from OCSE saying these were not their figures and saying that in 1999 there was a balance of $12,985. Since Judge Bowling even agreed in his order that since 1999 we'd paid $24,300, yet he signed an order that we still owed $50,000 more. He also signed a sentencing order. In 2008, Judge Larry Bowling signed a bench warrant. Reed's partner, Jeremy Thomas, took the bench warrant to the Blytheville, Arkansas Sheriff Department and had Sam entered into the NCIC criminal database as a criminal felon for child neglect for these children who were well in their 30s. The bench warrant was sent to Tennessee, where Sam was arrested. I had already talked to our Tennessee prosecutor and showed him everything. He got on the phone with the Arkansas prosecutor and got the false entry removed from the database saying it was an error, because Sam had never been charged with a crime. When Sam was in the cop car, I explained this, and Sam was released after they verified it. In 2010, attorney Jeremy Thomas filed to register the false order judgment in Tennessee along with the false sentencing order. It was registered on July 11, 2012. We don't know what their next crooked move might be. Nobody should have to be bound to false figures from a criminal felon boyfriend and fear jail when OCSE and the clerk's office has no calculations of a balance. We have contacted all officials, the FBI, law enforcement, but nobody will help us. This ordeal has cost us everything financially. We do not even know Sam's grandchildren because of this. Nobody should have to endure what we've had to endure for 15 years. We want our country back.